Hello and welcome to Who Dares Wolves TV. I am your host, Mike B. And here we are again. This is later in the week because I had a lot on. I had to finish the Shadows of Kilforth review, which I kind of rushed through the editing, did all that. That went out yesterday, so you would have seen that. Very exciting, a review, my goodness, from us as a review site. Whatever next? So yes, I'm here. I'm looking a little bit formal, I aware. I've come from work and I thought, you know what, I didn't have the baby around, it's kind of spare 5 minutes through this together, let's do this. So without further ado, let's do this. What we've played, title sequence, which will probably be longer than what we played. Actually not a lot. I played Shadows of Kilforth with a 4-player game, which is in the review if you want to see it. In a short, it's an enjoyable 1-player experience. It's a bit of a drag as a 4-player experience. But watch the full review if you would like to know more about that. But that's it really, actually. I don't think I've had a chance to play anything else. I've been working. It's shocking development. I will be getting a game in of Pendulum this weekend, the new Jamie Stegmaier Stonemaier Games real-time worker placement game. It's kind of hitting reviewers at the moment. I know Ben pre-ordered it, so he's got it. We're going to give that a blast. We shall see. It's been getting very mixed responses from people. Some are all right with it, a lot of people not all right with it. I don't know, we'll see. A lot of people saying it doesn't feel like a Stonemaier game, so I've not seen it any more than what you've probably seen of it, so I shall see. But we'll be looking at that and I will give you my thoughts and opinions at the earliest opportunity of the week following this one. So there's that going on. So what's happening? New stuff. So Virtual UK Games Expo is this weekend. I am working, all of it, so I will not be attending very much of it. And if I'm honest with you, I just failed to get any enthusiasm about for virtual expos, virtual conventions. I don't know. It's the whole thing about an expo is, and I've said it before, I think, is that I will leave my home, I will leave the family behind, and dogs, and jobs, and work, and all the real life things of adulthood, and I can just regress to that of a teenager and just enjoy myself at a large convention area with other like-minded souls and have fun. I can't disconnect when I'm at home. It's very hard to do because if I'm at home, there's stuff to be doing. So I don't know. I maybe try and peek in. I looked at Gen Con and it was just... so I don't know. I just can't gather any really enthusiasm for it because it's not a convention. Sorry, UK Games Expo. It's a shame because I really wanted to do that, but there we go. That's happening anyway. If you are of the mindset could enjoy it, then it is on this weekend. So that is there for you if you can. What else is going on? So Dinosaur World, that's been kind of a bit more, it was teased before, but I've seen a box shot now of this, and some other information it's not coming from John Gilmore, actually, who designed the other one. There's some other designers on board. But it's a world-sized dinosaur stuff. That's all I know. That's it, really. I haven't seen any more of them. The lovely box. Look at that, isn't that lovely? But yes, Dinosaur World. I like Dinosaur Island. So we'll see. I don't know. But yes, interesting. Detective City of Angels, which came from Van Ryder Games, which is a very cool sort of LA confidential feel, set in the 1940s Hollywoodish style. Very good. I've only played a few games of it because I just got it. I played a couple of games, it was quite enjoyable, then stuff's happened and obviously lockdown happened. I haven't really had a chance to revisit it and finish playing any of it really. But what I have seen of it, I really enjoyed. I like the idea and the concept behind it. It was always a Kickstarter exclusive. That was the original deal with this. There's been 2 expansions. One came out same time as the base game and they've subsequently Kickstarted one, I think, last year. Long story short, they've essentially turned around in the last couple of days and said it is now going to go to retail channels, which is cool. I don't have an issue with that. I don't believe there's any difference. There's no cut down from what was the original Kickstarter version had. It will be the same. They're in a position now that they can produce it and put it out to retail. It's a cracking game, very good game. I'm a big fan of this resurgence of detective games. I never got on with Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. I found it a bit boring, if I'm honest with you. Lots of reading before you got to any real game. And I do like about things like Detective from Portal and Detective Ella Grimes is it's got all the bells and whistles of a board game, and it's just more involved and modern and very cool. So I strongly recommend keep an eye out for that. Kind of looks cool. Tapestry plans and ploys, the Tapestry expansion. Tapestry, if we don't know, breaking news, is actually one of the rare Stonemaier games I really enjoyed and in fact picked it up. The expansion for that is starting to hit reviewers. I've seen Rodney did a kind of unboxing and a show of all the components. It's all just more of the same is the gist I get of it. There's a few tweaks to fix some of the unbalancing that was in that base game, but yeah, just some more landmarks, some stuff that you can actually draft at the start of the game, so you have your own personal landmark you're looking to achieve, and more Tapestry cards and stuff like that. There's not a huge amount, a massive amount of content, but just some more of the same, which sometimes in expansions is all we need in the world. It is one that is on my radar because I really enjoy Tapestry. Just it's a fun game. It's an entertaining game. It's not a very good Civ game. It's a very abstracted version of that, as I've said, but I just enjoy the experience of that sort of engine building process, how that works with the board and all that. It looks kind of cool, and it's probably one I will hunt down. Cool. So what else is going on? Well, I've got this. This literally arrived today. This is Adventure Presents. So this is from Rebellion Unplugged, which is Rebellion are the publishers of 2000 AD. They teamed up with Grant Howard, Chris Taylor, with art by Pi Par. This is a role-playing game in a magazine format. Grant Howard has done a bunch of stuff like Honey Heist, and we've reviewed a load of Spire, Heart, stuff like that. I know Charlie's reviewed a bunch of it on our website. If you go to whodaresrolls.com, you will be able to look at that stuff. So it's got a really good credentials on it. A few videos back, I won about Dice Man, which was kind of the same idea of a game in a magazine. I've not looked at this yet, so I'm going to flick quickly through it. So this is essentially an RPG in a magazine. Plays up to 7 players. You're all playing basically interns on a spaceship. I'm going to be careful not to go too far into here so I don't ruin any spoilers for anyone. But it's I mean, this looks beautiful. There's character things, there's pullouts in here. It's very cool. Confidential documents. Won't show you any of that stuff. That's all GM stuff, I guess. Yeah, this is sweet. There's some levels, there's some maps. Quick look. Yeah, very cool. Looks very good. So yes, there we go. That is a role-play game. It's a very sort of humorous, sort of, you're in space, you're interns in space, I believe. Then you are basically discovering or just exploring your ship. Something's on it. Probably something horrible is on it. It's going to eat you. But yeah, it's very cool. It was very cheap. This was only about 12 quid. I think it picked it up with its full colour print. It's really nicely laid out. I like character images. The art and design looks very cool. Don't know how the game plays. But yeah, like, that's a really cool thing. And that was kickstarted a few months ago, and already they've delivered it. So that's crazy good. They have got, obviously, Sniper Elite. The board game is currently on Kickstarter from Rebellion Unplugged, which does look cool. It's like a hidden, so one versus many. You're the snipers, are your hidden character, and they're trying to find you, and you're sniping stuff. My bank balance is suffering at the moment because a lot of horrible stuff's happened, like Kickstarters, and now Dinosaur World is coming out in September, which is like, oh god, Tapestry expansion. So I don't know. It does look cool. I just don't know if I've got the time, or more importantly, the finances to jump on that as well. But worth looking at if you've got the time and the money. Another cool thing that's arrived. It's a day of cool posts. I've got this. So what this is a deck of cards. You may see, if you play Twilight Imperium 4, you will recognise that as a Twilight Imperium 4 card. So, when they announced the expansion from TI4, they also at the same time put a codex. There's a codex link on the website for TI4. What the codex contains is additional kind of cool ideas, rules and stuff that they are playing around with to go into TI4, though not cool enough to make the expansion, but it's like just this constantly evolving sort of ideas around advanced, bits and pieces they can add to the game that you can print yourself. They give you the files and you can go and do that. Now, and there's rules and there's scenarios, all sorts of kind of cool stuff. And I really like that they're doing that with TI4, and that they're kind of doing that sort of stuff. It's still alive. So there was a link on Board Game Geek that another great geek person did do, and the name escapes me, and I will share him on the bottom of his comments and put a link to the page. He'd essentially pre-formatted all the cards so that you could print a set. And there was a makeplayingcards.com. I think it's an American site, but this has come from Germany, so they must have sent it to a printer from there, and it's come from there. And you essentially format it up, and you could print your own set of the Codex cards. These are these cool cards which aren't going to be in the expansion, which is what I've done. And to be honest with you, they're pretty cool. To be honest, looking from here, I don't foresee that I'd see any difference between this and one of the TI4 cards, if I'm honest with you. I believe that these are possibly just a little bit smaller than the TI4 cards. But we've got some more tech in there. There is some more of these cards for the different factions that you can trade around. So these are like update stuff. There's some cool tech in here. These are updated. The X89 bacterial weapons have been updated for the tech. So there's printed off a set of them for each of the different factions, the different coloured races for the different ships. There's that. There's also some other tech only. Basically, it's all kind of tweaks to either some of the rules that they're not putting into the expansion, or some small amendments, and then some action cards. Yeah. Which is just some cool idea action cards that they've chucked in there. There's also cards for scenario that they put in the Codex rules, which is here. So there's like some stats for ship that you can control and do some cool stuff. It was really relatively inexpensive. It was only, I think, about 12-13 quid to do, and a little bit of postage on top of that. And these are like really cool professional printed cards. I really don't think there's a massive difference between that and the others. The problem is I've got is TI4 boxes all the way up there, and digging into that and pulling out the cards to compare them is a lot of effort, and I really can't be asked to do it. But yeah, they've turned up and they look kind of cool, and I'd be interested to throw them into my game and see what they do, and just add a bit more stuff while we wait for the expansion to arrive. That's it, really. I think that's where we are. Coming up, I've got to sit down and play Detective Season 1. I need to do a review of that, but that's coming in September. I've got Techlandia that I will be doing a review of pretty soon, and Charlie's got a bunch of RPG stuff queued up again to get out, and there's a few of them dropped this week, and more will be coming soon. That's pretty much it, really. I think, yes, I don't know, but I just thought it'd be nice just to catch up and just put a video out. So there we go. So we are now caught up, and that is a video for you. I will be back next week with another one of these. For the time being, enjoy your weekend. If you are at the Virtual Expo, then enjoy expoing in the virtual world. I will not, as I said. But I will be back next week with another video, and maybe some reviews and some other content. Who knows what a roller coaster ride this has been. And I've not forgotten the giveaway. I just haven't had 5 minutes to even think about it, but we'll sort something out about that as well soon. So for the time being, hello to all you new subscribers. We have topped the 300. We're now well on our way to 400, sort of. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back very soon for more of this nonsense. Until then, adios, farewell, goodbye, and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies.